Hi everyone. So let's do a pick a card reading for the next 7 days for your week ahead. I'm going to choose one card. Oh, the Five of Swords wanted to show itself. I'm going to pick one card from each of these three decks, and then you can decide which card feels like it is most resonant or more relevant for you for the week. So from the Light Seers deck, I pulled the Page of Wands. From the Everyday Witch, that one wants to come out. We have the Ace of Wands. And from the Rider deck, the Ten of Swords. So take a moment to look at the cards and think about which card feels like it's making most sense to you for your week ahead or your present energy, your present conditions. So again, we have the Page of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Ten of Swords. So once you decide which card you want, the timestamps will be in the description and in the comments, and I will see you in your reading. So for those of you who chose the Page of Wands, we're getting looking like a pretty fun energy right now. There you are feeling perhaps very excited, very stirred up about something. You're coming into the week feeling a certain way. But for some reason, I'm also getting a little bit of instability. So we'll see if I'm right about that energy that I'm picking up as we pull some more cards. But I am feeling like you're maybe affected by something, but you are trying to make the best of it, is what I'm getting from this Page of Wands. But let's see what else comes out. The Magician, the Eight of Cups, Death, the Five of Cups. Let's see what's underneath. The Knight of Wands, the World, the Three of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. So there's definitely another person in your energy this week, and that person is showing up as the Knight of Wands. So if there is a person who you're feeling like you're having a little bit of struggle with, a little bit of turmoil with, if you're coming into the week feeling like you're sort of affected by someone, then I do believe that this is the person who is perhaps you're engaging in this. If it's not an argument, whatever it is, make it make sense for you. But there's something going on with another person that feels a little bit like an emotional storm. But it also sort of looks like you're both pretending that you don't care and that you're both pretending to be happy, despite the fact that it looks like you might actually be affecting each other in this situation, at least coming into the week. But you are being asked to focus on your intentions and perhaps even your manifestations, because there's two major arcana coming in together here. And this is really telling me that your vibration is rising, whether you know it or not. It's probably happening in the background because there's two very highly spiritual cards here. There are certainly energies that are working in the background and working in your favor. But I do get the sense that your vibration is rising, and perhaps this person who made you feel unstable, or perhaps you're having arguments or turmoil with, it may be that that person is what's sort of fueling your maybe awakening. And if you're not awakening, then at the very minimum, your vibration is rising. And I think it has to do with this person. This person kind of sparked something in you, which is why we're seeing all of these wands. But you're definitely going through some kind of a major ending this week. So whether you're ending this relationship with this person or you're just putting an end to the arguments or whatever this instability, whatever this really fiery type of energy is, you're putting a complete stop to it. And the universe is helping you to do that. And I think it's because your vibration is rising and this person who is pretending to look so happy there, their vibration, they're not catching up with you. Their vibration has stayed the same. And so it may be that you just have to walk away from this situation. I think that's going to be challenging for you though. With this Eight of Cups here, it does look like your challenge this week is going to be to walk away and find something else. Because I do think that this situation has caused you enough grief and you know it. On the other hand, this Five of Cups is coming in as your person's energy or whoever. It doesn't have to be your person. It could be a boss. It could be a friend. It could be a sibling. It could be a parent. It could literally be anyone that you are just had enough of coming into this week, that you need to get some space or walk away from them. But it does look like there's some finality here with the Death card. And then I am seeing the World card coming up here too, which we'll get to. But it does feel like it's going to be difficult walking away from this person because they're going to make you perhaps feel like you've abandoned them with this Five of Cups, or you're making them feel like you've cut them out of your life, or you're giving them the silent treatment. They're like, in other words, it looks like they could be playing the victim a little bit as you try to move away, which is exactly why it's going to feel challenging to you, because this person is not just going to let you walk away that easily, is what that's really coming through here. There is a message coming through with the World and the Four of Swords, and that is with the World, there's new portals that are opening up for you. This is the third major arcana that's shown up in this reading. So I know there's a lot going on in the background, a lot going on in the astral realms that you may or may not be aware of. I get the sense that you maybe know a little, but you're not really convinced that that's all happening. But the cards are showing me that it absolutely is all happening for you. But this is about brand new beginnings, upgrades, leveling up, moving through portals, going into new timelines, things like that. So it tells me that you pretty much during this week, so in the course of the next 7 days, you're going to be able to separate enough from this person with the help of the universe. Because again, we have the Magician, Death, and the World. The universe is going to be helping you and putting wind in your back to do this, so that you can kind of get the sacred space and the peace that you need in order to not let their Five of Cups, perhaps victim mentality, really get to you enough for you to come back. It's going to keep you moving forward. There's another energy coming through here about finding what really lights you up, because it's hard to walk away from something if you don't know what you're headed towards. It's really hard to do that. So I think the universe is really saying to you to really try to find out what absolutely lights you up, so that you can head towards that, is the message that's really coming through here. And also with this Four of Swords, this energy is one where you really, you're maintaining your dignity. And you're treating this situation with the respect that it deserves. You're not being impulsive. You're not trying to hurt this person, even though they may say that you're trying to hurt them. You know better. You know that that's not the situation. And so it looks like you're leaving the week really kind of concentrating on something else. You might be collaborating with other people on other projects. There may be, you're kind of taking charge of something. You're making progress on something else, which is what I was really getting from the Eight of Cups and the World and the Three of Pentacles, that there's this energy where, okay, yes, you're going to walk away, but what are you going to walk towards? And it looks like it's something that you're really taking charge of and working on, something else. It may have to do with work. It may have to do with projects. It may have to do with spiritual growth. That's going to be different for everyone, but it is coming in here with this Ace of Wands. So I do think when I see the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, this is generally a very creative project or something that you're working on, something that's coming through. But whenever I see the Ace of Wands, regardless of what it comes in with or which part of the spread it falls in, it always reminds me to remind you to meditate. And when you meditate, your soul will be able to speak to you about what needs to come through in order for you to complete this process, complete this cycle. And there is another strong message coming through about you really understanding what the truth is, but mostly doing that by resting and recuperating and continue to strive through this situation. And oh, what I really just heard very loud is to choose you. So that's for somebody. Choose you. So that kind of falls along with what we were already getting, to sort of walk away from the situation that might be leaving you kind of feeling all tied up in knots, and choose you. Walk towards what lights you up. Choose you. Listen to what your soul is trying to tell you, and choose you. Rest and recuperate and recover, and then get busy working on your projects. So for those of you who chose the Page of Wands, that is what your next 7 days look like. Please let me know how that was resonant for you, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye. So for those of you who chose the Ace of Wands for your next 7 days forecast, this is going to be your reading. So it looks like you're coming into the week with this Ace of Wands energy. And the Ace of Wands is all about opportunities, new opportunities, passion, things that really drive you, things that really motivate you. But this particular Ace of Wands is really giving this light-hearted type of energy. And it feels like things are coming to light. This person in this card is getting all kinds of ideas, probably creative ideas, but it feels very light and it feels very healing. So you could be coming into the week with those types of energies, but let's see what else comes out in these cards for you for the next 7 days, for your week ahead. So you have the Page of Swords, the Queen of Swords, Death, the Moon. Let's see what's underneath. The 10 of Wands, the 6 of Cups, the Hanged Man, the 7 of Wands, the Page of Cups. So the energy that I was sensing about this sort of light-hearted type of energy looks like it's coming in at the right time, because you're also coming into this week with this 10 of Wands. So it looks like this has not been, everything up until this moment has not been that easy for you, that you've been carrying some kind of burden, you've taken a load on, maybe one that is not particularly all your responsibility, but you've been the one doing all the work, and you're feeling like this person, like you're the only one carrying everything. And not only that, you're carrying it uphill. But the good news is you're coming into this week kind of releasing that energy. It feels like you're releasing it, and that this is a more lighthearted energy that you are getting into. So whether or not you just decided to drop those responsibilities, whether you've delegated them to someone else, or perhaps you just walked away from it, whatever it is, make it, or maybe you finished the work, make it make sense for you. But this week is starting out where you're releasing that, and it's becoming more light and more lighthearted. Now you have one of these wands, instead of carrying 10 uphill, there's only one and you don't have to carry it at all. It's lightweight and it's flying through the air. So it's a completely different maybe energy or attitude than you came in or left last week with. So then we have the Page of Swords and the Queen of Swords. So there is a strong message coming through about you perhaps needing to focus on, and what I'm getting is feels very specific. But when I see the Page of Swords with the Queen of Swords, they always make me think of family members when the court cards come in together. And when I see a page and a queen, I often think of a mother and a child. And I'm also seeing the Page of Cups here, which is also a child. So I'm feeling a family dynamic here, maybe like a multi-generational type of dynamic where you might be focused to or called to focus on a mother, your mother, or a parental figure or something along those lines. It's very specific, but that's exactly what's coming through. And because there's these swords, your family members are showing up at the moment as the Family of Swords. And that's all about communication. And so what I'm getting from this is this week you're really being called to focus on listening compassionately to people that you love, and especially in your family this week. There may be someone coming in. It could very specifically be your mother, but it could be anyone in your family, really, who may have something that they want to say or something they need to say or something that's difficult for them to talk about that's going to come out this week. And you're being asked to really listen compassionately when they do. So then we have two very difficult major arcana coming in next with the Death card and the Moon card. And when those come in together, there is definitely something. It's going to be challenging this week, whatever it is. And I think it has to do with whatever this person communicates to you. But you are very much putting something to a complete and final end, but you don't want to with this Moon card. It's something that you do not want to do, something you do not want to let go of. It's really forcing you to look at your shadow side. It's really forcing you to look at your fears. And so I think it's really important when this person comes in to talk to you that it may be triggering to you what this person is going to tell you, which is why you're being asked to listen compassionately and to try to see it from a different perspective rather than just your knee-jerk reaction that I am not doing this. This is not for me. This is over for me. I'm not willing to go there. You're really being asked to face that challenge head on when it does come in for you this week. There's a message coming through here about your inner child with the Six of Cups. And whenever I get messages or readings or energy that looks like it's coming from a parent, which in this case, it looks like it probably is a mother, but again, make it make sense for you. Whenever I have the energy of a mother coming through, especially a mother who might trigger you, there's always a need to really look at your inner child and to really focus on the relationship that you had with your mother or whoever this person is for you when you were a child, because that's where it's all stemming from. It's all stemming from when you were a child. And your inner child is showing up in this reading with the Seven of Wands, which makes me think that as a child, you felt very defensive as a child when it came to this person who you're dealing with in your energy this week. And so there is a need to really look at that and to, you know what I'm also getting? I'm getting this idea here too with this Ace of Wands, because there's books here and pens and paintbrushes. I'm getting a message to write a letter to your inner child about how this person is triggering you. So that's not going to be for everyone, but if that resonated for you, that's coming through very strongly. To write your inner child a letter about what you're experiencing now with your mother versus maybe what you experienced then with your mother. Wow, this is a very powerful reading. So yeah, so there's definitely a message coming through that you were very defensive with this person even as a child. You probably had a need to defend yourself because children don't naturally feel defensive unless they need to. Um, but it looks like you're leaving the week with a completely different perspective. Um, with this hanged man energy, I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anything, but you are really taking the time. I think once you connect with your inner child, this is going to be an easier situation for you to get through. This death and moon challenge won't feel quite so challenging for you once you really sit down and have this honest conversation with your inner child. And I think that's coming through again here with the Hanged Man and the Page of Cups. This idea of kind of like going back in time and really like meeting your inner child again and talking. I mean, it's coming through over and over and over again that it must be right. It must be what we're trying to get here. But this is really tuning into the portal of your heart, and not just your heart, but this little child's heart, really tuning into the heart of this child and trying to see it from that perspective and trying to figure out why your mother or whoever it is for you triggers you so much. Because there's just so much child energy in here. And this may even have to do with your own children, because I know when I first started this reading that there was a message coming through about multi-generational. So if this is the way your mother affects you, there may be a message in here about the way you affect your own children. But that's obviously not going to be for everyone either. But take that, please, if it was resonant for you. But there is a lot coming through here about you having to have a lot of courage this week, because the death and the moon are not easy. And it's not easy for you to really, for anyone, I mean, to tune into the portal of their heart. That takes courage. But it also is going to give you the hope that you need to be able to get through this very tricky situation. So the advice that's really coming through here for you for this week is to just stay balanced. So even if you're feeling triggered by this person, to really stay balanced and try to be like this hanged man. Just try to be as chill as you can and really tune into your heart space, really tune into your inner child, and just own whatever feelings come up without perhaps reacting to them or on them. Wow, this was an incredibly powerful reading. So please let me know if this is your story, if this is resonant for you, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye. So for those of you who chose the 10 of Swords from the Rider-Waite deck, this is going to be your forecast for the week ahead for the next 7 days. So it looks like you're coming into the week in a pretty much a painful situation here. Something has happened. But I'm also getting from this card that you are a lot tougher than you think you are. There has been a betrayal. There's been a lot of pain. This is excruciating. But it's also the ending of something. And I think that whatever this is has really helped you to toughen your skin or make your skin thicker, or whatever the saying is. But I am getting a very tough feeling off of this. Like you are a survivor. You bounce back from things. So let's see. I'm really interested to see what else is going to come through here. So there's the Ace of Wands, the 8 of Swords, the Hermit, the Hanged Man. Let's see what's underneath. The Knight of Pentacles, the 3 of Wands, the 7 of Wands, the Emperor, and the 5 of Wands. So yes, you're definitely coming into the week with this not so good energy here. So this is something that definitely looks like it's happened to you in the past. So whatever's happened to you recently has not been easy, has not been fun. It's been incredibly painful. But I think you're maybe struggling, or at least you were struggling to let it go because you were still in this Eight of Swords energy. And so you're not really releasing what you need to release with this Ten of Swords if you're still stuck in your head about it. But the good news is it feels like as you move into the week, you're being called to really focus on something else. The Ace of Wands couldn't be any more different from the Ten of Swords. So there is a message coming through about you perhaps feeling stuck or trapped or tied down or even captive in this very painful situation. But it looks like you're maybe starting to release it this week because you really are being called to focus on something that's brand new. And once you do that, once you start focusing on something that's new, you're really going to start to see your results and see your manifestations really quickly, because I've called for a 7-day prediction here, and we have the Ace of Wands turning into the Three of Wands within 7 days. So I don't necessarily know yet, and maybe I won't know, but we'll keep going and see what this situation necessarily is for you. But there was certainly a painful ending, and you're being called to focus on something brand new and passionate and fun and something that really drives you, motivates you, makes you want to take action, that you're going to see the return on your investment very quickly. So, for example, if you left a job recently, then there's another one that's going to start right in front of your very eyes. If you broke up with someone very recently, then there's a new creative project that's going to just start for you out of nowhere, is what this is really. So make it make sense for you in your life. I'm just giving examples so you kind of know what the energy is that I'm talking about here. I think the challenge for you this week, though, is going to be about quieting down. We are getting the Hermit and the Hanged Man together. And this is about being by yourself and really, really letting something go and letting the universe take over. So this is really about trusting your path, because the Hermit can't see what's in front of him besides the next step that's lit up by his lantern. So he's trusting that the universe has his back and trusting what this next step is. And the Hanged Man is a very similar energy in the sense that he knows he's being supported, he or she, there's no gender. I'm just looking at this person, but the Hanged Man could be anyone. But the Hanged Man knows that they are supported regardless, that you put your trust in the universe, and everything you do, if you're following the trusted path, you are going to be just fine. So I think that's your challenge for this week, in order to help you release this energy and to get really unstuck from this, so that you can bring this exciting new opportunity and these fast manifestations into your reality. The challenge will be in trusting the universe completely in order for that to happen. And just saying that, okay, I am tougher than I think I am. I can let this go. And the universe has my back, and I'm trusting the path. I know I'm supported. That's going to be your challenge this week. But if you do that, you're going to be extremely happy. There is a message coming through here about really staying diligent with this Knight of Pentacles and then the Emperor energy. So it's like the universe is saying this is the time for you to act. And this is very much so going towards your divine path, like very diligently and very reliably keep heading towards your potential, heading towards your divine path, whatever you're being guided to right now. And I think you know what that is. There are 3 major arcana here, which tells me this is a very spiritual group. And especially with the Hermit and the Hanged Man energy coming through, that I know you know what I mean. You're hearing the call of some kind of a path and you're working towards it. You're being asked to just put the work in, continue to head towards the unknown, trust your path, head towards your potential, because you're headed towards this Emperor energy if you do that. And this is you building your empire and becoming the teacher to others. This is you being able to really be disciplined in everything that you do and set an example for other people around you. But the problem still is going to be releasing this stuck energy, because look at this amazing potential that's right in front of you. So you're leaving the week with a little bit more of a challenging energy. I think, though, that you want to be careful with the 7 of Wands and the 5 of Wands, that you don't sabotage this potential that you have here with the Ace of Wands, the 3 of Wands, the Hermit, the Hanged Man, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Emperor. The middle of this spread is so solidly full of potential and good things and good results that you want to be careful not to sabotage it by engaging in petty things, which I think are related to the way that you've come into this week. That you've come into this week feeling stuck in this energy, and now you're being pulled back into it, and it's becoming petty and it's becoming defensive. It's very low vibrational energies that are flanking both sides of your potential here. So I think there's just a little bit of a message coming through to be careful of that, and to not let these energies of whoever this person or people or situation that was making you feel so stuck, don't engage back in that. Really go and be alone and talk to the universe and follow your divine, guided, trusted path. It's very strongly coming through here. Don't get stuck in a victim mentality that you're stuck here forever. That's a dangerous place to be, because people can be stuck there for a very long time. So, and it looks like you're kind of leaving the week not quite there yet. You're still leaving the week with this little bit of pettiness here. But this was only a 7-day prediction. So it's very possible that all of this potential is still coming for you. It might not just be in the next 7 days. So, and there's no such thing as the right time. If this week isn't the right time for you, just continue to trust yourself, trust your path, listen to your guidance, and surrender to the universe. And that's all we can do. And that's when the best things come in for us. So, wow, that's a great reading. So please let me know if this was your story, if this was resonant for you, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.